Hello.
Hello, peace, love.
Peace and love to all the people out there in the cyber world. Let me introduce myself. My name is Maran Janique. I go by Mook. This is Tiana.
Hello.
And we just wanted to send a PSA to all the people that are all across the nation fighting. And I want to let everybody know that this is a time that we all need to be unified. We need to come together. We need to make sure that we're doing everything we can to support each other. If you don't support the cause, we can't be mad at that. But for those that do, we want to make sure that you know that there are other people across the nation fighting with you and that support the cause. I want to give a shout out to the areas that have began protests and gatherings in their area. Atlanta, New York, Virginia, D.C., Cleveland, Miami. In any other areas that have, I'm sorry if I missed you. These are just the ones that I know about. Yes. Please feel free to let us know what you're doing in your community. We want to make sure that we are spreading the word and uniting all people across the states. Yes. First off, I want to say that we a lot of times speak about the problems in our areas without giving solutions. I don't have all the solutions, but I have taken a glance at history to know what didn't work. And from this point on, we kind of need to move forward with only what will work, what we haven't tried, and what we're willing to do to fix these issues in our community. So regarding the Mike Brown situation, number one, our prayers and my thoughts and all of our well wishes and positive energy to all these people.
The family and
that are grieving at this time, that are having to see, a lot of the injustice going on in their communities. There's a lot more people than that. Some of the people that we can mention from this specific type of incident, because it's not an isolated incident. It's happening all over the world.
It's happening everywhere in the world.
And we do want to say that Eric Garner, who was choked to death by the police, Wendell Allen, unarmed high school basketball player, Oscar Grant, who broke up a fight on the subway, was shot and killed while he was handcuffed. We have Sean Bell, shot at 50 times, killed on his wedding day from a weapon that was never found. We have Amadou Diallo, shot 41 times when police thought his wallet was a gun. We have Jonathan Farrell, shot and killed looking for help after a car crash. 13-year-old Darius Simmons, shot and killed by his neighbor while taking out the trash for his mother. John Crawford, 22-year-old, holding his 3-day-old son Jaden, shot and killed inside Walmart. We have 17-year-old Michael Brown, which you're all aware of, who was shot 10 times and killed by the police, who was also unarmed. And the infamous story of Trayvon Martin. We want to let all your families know and all your communities know that we are definitely with you. Not to leave anybody out, but to kind of just let people know that it's not isolated. There was also an incident that happened, I want to say yesterday, to a Hispanic man who was beat to death by the police. All of our communities have to come together to combat this issue.
Right.
One of the biggest things you can do right now to help out the people in Ferguson, if you go to change.org, there is a petition that will require Ferguson and St. Louis County and city police officers to wear body cameras. It may not seem like a lot, but it also is something that they made people do, police officers do in Rialto, California. The statistics show that the complaints about police officers went down by 88%. It looks like the racial profiling and the incidents of excessive force and violence have also went down from the police officers having to wear these body cameras by 59%. So don't think that your voice is not being heard or that there's nothing that you can do. It looks like right now the petition is only needing 554 more signatures.
So get your names on that list. We have to spread the word.
Please. The best thing you can do is be a part of this amazing change that's happening right now. People are coming together. We're uniting. And that's the only thing we can really ask for. I want to let everybody know that if you can, get out in your community and group up, go to the community center, go to the local town halls, get people in your community registered to vote.
Yes.
Vote for the people that are going to help out your community.
Know who is governing your state.
Know who is going to have your best interest at heart, because you live in that community. We can help on the outside looking in as much as we can, but we don't know what's going on specifically and what is pertinent and most important in your community.
Right.
Get out there, learn legislation, meet up with other people that have the same goals and interests.
Yes.
Meet up with these people. Let these people educate you on what your rights are, what you can do, and how you can get involved.
Definitely.
So that's another one of the biggest things. Another thing is, I want to let everybody know who's out there protesting all across the states, that it is very important and it's pertinent that we know that there are people who do not have our best interests at hand. So when you're at these protests, I urge everyone to protect themselves. If they're tear gassing you, make sure that you come with a face covering. Make sure you come with the Malox and water mixture to spray in your eyes or your fellow protesters' eyes. Protect yourselves at all costs, but please remain peaceful. Let's not give them any reason to want to cause harm to us. And keep your cell phones out. Make sure you're Instagramming, YouTubing, Twittering, Tumblring, MySpace, and Facebook.
They're not going to give appropriate media coverage. So what you have to do in your community is be that media. It's your story. It is our story. You have to give us the coverage because we don't know on the outside. We need to know what's going on in the community.
Yeah, and we as people definitely, need to make sure that we are fixing these issues in our community. So if you get a chance, please go to change.org. If police brutality is an issue in your neighborhood, you can sign this petition. You can make a petition for your neighborhood, and not only for these issues, but I see a lot more petitions.
There's one
to be made for more issues, that arise in our nation. Let's just make sure that we're being organized and that we have focus in direction in our area. Let's make sure that we are not only discussing the problem, but making sure that we're coming with a clear idea of what we want to change, what we want our answers to be, and what we're trying to what is the ultimate goal of the community to get done, and who is willing to fight the whole way through. There are a lot of people who get excited and riled up about these things and then grow tired and grow weary and are not able to carry out the mission in the first place, and then all of our hard work goes by the wayside because we don't have the collective support we need to push past all of our differences and be able to keep fighting and not be discouraged. There will be days that will be harder, and we have to be prepared for that. We cannot let our spirit grow weak. We cannot be intimidated, and we will not be intimidated. We will fight.
Keep fighting.
So another thing we can do, at times like these, we just have to remain positive. That's another one of the biggest things that we can do. We need to make sure that we're not taking other people's word for it. Make sure you're looking at these hashtags. Make sure that you're taking what we see on the TV, because we know the media to be liars.
Yes.
And to discredit and to defamate the character of the dead because they can't speak for themselves. We need those people that are going to tell the truth, that are out there on the front lines, to be able to tell us and keep us involved in what's going on. So if someone tells you something and is trying to educate you on something, listen and hear them out, but take it with a grain of salt and make sure that you're doing the research for yourself.
Yes.
Because that's what sheep do. They follow the herd. We don't want you to follow the herd. We want you to make sure that you know the information, so if that path doesn't fit for you, you can go in the other direction.
Right.
Make sure that we're paying attention to the people who are supposed to be social leaders and activists and people with all these large titles. Take a look at these people's histories that are out there with you trying to preach a message to you. If they've been preaching that same message since 1965 and have done nothing to progress the people, let's find us some new leaders. Let's be the leaders.
Right.
Let's not take their word from it coming on the outside of our communities, coming in trying to tell us what should be done. when you have not to this day made any effort when it was your turn and it was your day to make it happen.
Or impacted this
you haven't impacted anyone. Exactly.
Right.
We need to make sure that we're just aware of all the sides of the situation. You know, go to those community centers, like I said. Make sure that we are coming in groups with people who have the knowledge. If there's lawyers in your community that are willing to lend their time, doctors, legislators, anybody that can educate you on that, take that information, run with it. Each one has to teach one. In these day and times, we can't trust anything that we see in the media to give us the whole truth and nothing but the truth. But what we can do is come together and listen to what these people who live in our communities have to say about it. Take it, research it, flip it, and, you know, create a brighter day. Word of mouth and social media is our advantage.
Yes.
That is our generation. That's our advantage. Key.
We have to keep on tweeting, Facebook, and as we said, just getting on our social media networks and getting the word out as much as we can. And not just on the Michael Brown situation, but everyone here on out. That it's a constant thing. We have to be consistent with this now.
We do have to be consistent. And with that being said, I myself am challenging you. I'm challenging the whole community. I'm challenging our society. I'm challenging everyone that has an opinion on these situations to help come up with solutions.
Yes.
I'm challenging everyone as a people, as a human race, to push forward and push past and kind of make a better day for the future generations. For right here, right now. This is what's going to build your offspring up. Exactly. This is what's going to help your grandchildren. This is what's going to help your grandparents to be able to see us not taking their struggles in vain.
Right, exactly. Or the lives of these young
innocent people.
Innocent people in
we have to not let these people die in vain.
Not at all.
And you know, once again, we support you.
Yes.
I'll go ahead and put all of my social media sites up there. I want to make sure that we're keep people motivated, updated, encouraged on everything that's going on. And the people that are out there on the front lines, make sure that you're doing it. Yes. People that it's not happening in your area, you be the one to start it in your area. And let's stay connected, because in this day and time, the internet is what we have. Technology is
we have to be our own leaders.
And let's make sure that we're researching.
Definitely.
Research.
Absolutely.
Educate. Push the positivity. Come together.
Yes. Encourage. Uplift. Fight.
Let's do what's right.
Peacefully.
We love y'all. Stay encouraged.
Power.